I go to Erev Shabbos, this week's Parsha is Parshas Reeh. In Parshas Reeh, we have the famous Parsha of Aser to Aser, which is the Parsha of giving Meiser, of giving tzedakah and giving Meiser of yourself. So the Gemara in Shabbos says Aser to Aser, very famously Aser b'shvil shetis asher. You should give Meiser so that you will become wealthy, and you will become wealthy. Aser shetis asher is the lashon of the Gemara. So the question is, and generally this is understood that, and there are some that explain this to mean that the Rabban Shalom is telling us that if we give Meiser correctly, if we give tzedakah correctly, the Rabban Shalom will pay us back with that money. And that is one derech and one mahalach to take in this pasuk. But I saw a very interesting twist on this from Rab Schwab that I think is kedai sharing and teaches us a tremendous lesson. The Rambam brings that Nevi'im were only allowed to receive their nevuah if they achieved all intellectual virtues and they had excellent character. And the Rambam brings, as a raya, he brings the Gemara. The Gemara says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu only reveals himself in prophecy only to someone who's strong, who's rich, wise, and humble. So one of these things is being rich, is having money. So the question is, in general, in Judaism, we don't really look at wealth as being some sort of virtue for a person to have. A person who's wealthy is not something that is considered something to look up to in Judaism. So what does this mean? So he says that the Rambam explains that the wisdom the wisdom refers to intellectual virtues, and strength refers to self-control, and the wealth refers to the ability to be satisfied with what you have. Like it says famously in Pirkei Avos, the Mishnah says, Ezehu Ashir Hasameach B'Chalkai, who is rich, someone who is happy with what he has. In other words, for a Navi to receive Nevuah, he has to be Sameach B'Chalka, he has to be a happy person, he has to feel like he's not missing anything. So with this, we can understand the words of Chazal, Aser B'Shvil Shetis Asher, that you should give Meiser so that you'll become wealthy. It's not a promise of riches. It's not a promise that if you give tzedakah, if you give Meiser, then you will become wealthy. That's not what he's saying. It's up to Reb Schwab. When a person gives Meiser, this is a formula for self-education. He decreases his material wealth, and when he does that, he's also sharing his blessing that he got from the Rabban Shalom. He is taking that and he's sharing it with other people, and by that he's cultivating in himself what is true wealth, which is the Sameach B'Chalkai, of being happy with what he has. And that's the real bracha over here, that we should all be happy with what we have. I think that was a beautiful explanation of the pasuk and of the Gemara by Reb Schwab. And let's all strive to be ashir, to be ashirim, to be rich, to be sameach b'chalkai, to be happy with what we have. Have a wonderful Shabbos.